Hey everyone, Mr. Holinsky, and I'm the principal here at Hillcrest Elementary. I'm very excited to kick off our family book club in reading the first chapter of our new book, L. Ray Jakes Is Not a Chicken. Many of you know we have done quite a few books over the last few years. We have done Cricket in Times Square. We did some of the books from the Humphrey series. We have done Stella Diaz and a couple of books from that series. And so we are very excited to do another book to kind of finish out the rest of the school year. So this book, L. Ray Jakes Is Not a Chicken, is a little bit of a different book. And so as we go through it, it's important for everyone to look at and realize as we talk about the way we talk about behavior here at school is following those roars and making sure that students know and understand how important it is, that make sure that we are treating each other in a kind way, that we are being respectful to others, that we're being responsible by doing our job, and then of course that we're being safe. And so as we go through this book, there's going to be at different times, and we're going to maybe recognize that maybe some of the kids aren't following their roars. And so that's why it would be a great conversation for you guys at home to kind of just talk about and discuss about how those situations are being handled and what a student might be able to do differently in those situations. So here at school, we're dealing with these type of situations all the time. And again, we try to have those educational conversations with students. And again, always related back to following your roars. And so I'm excited to kick off and read chapter 1 of L. Ray Jakes Is Not a Chicken. So the first chapter is called 2 for Flinching. 2 for flinching, Jared Matthews says as at lunch one Monday in January. Bop! He punches me really hard on my right arm muscle, which is not very big. It's true. It looks like a ping pong ball, only brown. I didn't flinch, I argue, rubbing my arm to make this thing go away. My name is L. Ray Jakes, and I'm 8 years old. I'm the smallest kid in Miss Sanchez's 3rd grade class, even counting the girls. And Jared is the biggest. It's like I'm made out of sticks and Jared is made out of logs. My dad says I'm gonna get bigger someday. But when? Here's one to grow on, L. Ray. Jared's kiss-up friend, Stanley Washington, says, his glasses gleaming like mean lizard eyes. And bop! L. Ray wishes he would grow, Jared says, because I'm so short. Great joke, Jared. And then Jared laughs like a cartoon donkey. Ha, ha, ha. It's just another relaxing lunch on an ordinary day at Oak Glen Primary School in Oak Glen, California. There is a 3rd grade boys' war going on at our school, but the 3 kids in the war, Jared Matthews, Stanley Washington, and me, L. Ray Jakes, all act like nothing is wrong. Our teacher, Miss Sanchez, doesn't have a clue. Miss Sanchez is smart about what goes on inside her classroom, but she doesn't know what goes on outside, before school and during nutrition break, lunch, and afternoon recess. And outside is when school really happens for kids. Good one, Stanley, Jared says after Stanley insults me and Jared high-fives him. Bad one, Stanley, I echo, trying to make fun of them. Stanley Washington is like Jared's shadow. He wears glasses, like I said, and he has straight brown hair that flops over his forehead as if his hair has given up trying. Jared is chunky and strong, and he has frowning eyes, and his brown hair sticks up all over the place like a cat just licked it. His hair does whatever it wants, just like Jared. A couple of girls hop by, holding hands. Jared and Stanley step back, looking all innocent, because girls tell. Especially these girls, Cynthia Harbison and her kiss-up friend, Heather Patton. Icky boys, Cynthia calls out over her shoulder. Cynthia is the cleanest person I've ever met. She is strangely clean. For instance, Cynthia's fingernails never have any dirt under them. Also, her clothes never get any food, poster paint, or grass stains on them, no matter what. I don't think she has very much fun. And what's the point in being that clean if it means you never get to have any fun? Cynthia has short, straight hair that she holds back with a plastic hoop, and Heather pulls her long hair back so tight in a ponytail that her eyes always look scared. But maybe Heather really is scared from hanging around mean, bossy Cynthia all the time. Cynthia is like Jared, only without the hitting. "Hey, Elray, why don't you go sit on the grass with the rest of the girls?" Jared asks me when Cynthia and Heather have hopped up to the other side of the playground. "Yeah, crybaby," Stanley says. "Go sit with the girls." "I'm not even crying, Stanley Ella," I say, pretending he is the girl. It's the best put-down I can come up with on such short notice. "That's not even my name, so duh," Stanley says. "Duh," I say back at him. I want to turn around and walk away, but if I do, Jared will probably grab me from the back tight and start grinding his knuckles into my ribs. This is one of the favorite things to do because from far away you can't tell anything is going on. Jared's supreme goal is to make me cry someday in front of the entire class. So I have to wait for Jared and Stanley to be the ones to walk away first. I would rather be playing kickball with Corey Robinson and Kevin McKinley, who are my friends, but it's not exactly like I have a choice right now. Duh, I say again. I don't know why. Finally, the recess bell rings and Jared gives Stanley a friendly pretend shove, and Stanley gives Jared a shove too, only not as hard because Jared is the boss. And they walk away without even looking at me, like I'm nothing. "Come on, Elray," Emma McGraw says as she skips by with her red-haired Annie Pat Masterson. "We have Spanish this afternoon, and Miss Sanchez is going to talk about food, taquitos, burritos, and enchiladas and stuff. Yum!" Emma is the second littlest kid in our class, but she loves to eat. I think it's her main hobby. "Hurry up," Annie Pat calls out, and she and Emma skip away. And so I hurry up, but I don't skip because boys just don't. Not at Oak Glen Primary School anyway, and probably not anywhere. Not when they have arm muscles the size of ping pong balls. And that is the end of chapter 1. So as you can tell, as we were reading through that maybe there's some kids that are not, as we say, following their roars, that they're being mean to others, not being safe by putting their hands on others. And so as the book goes along, I encourage you to think about the situations, and some of those may happen here in our schools, and how we can address them and make them better so that way they don't happen. That way we can make sure that all of our students are following their roars. So thank you for listening to chapter 1, and I'm looking forward to reading along the book just like you guys.